Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Monday morning trading room. Hang on here 1 second. I'll get you my monitor. All right, so the market's just opened up. A little bit of a quiet open, actually. So let's take a look here, what's been going on since we left off here on Friday. A little bit of a rally through the overnight. So this is going to look like a little bit of an opening gap down here. It's not unusual to see the market try to get into that opening gap. We'll see whether or not we generate a signal here. Working on a possible rule of three. We've got one signal against the hard edge. Now, technically, the rule of three on the Eagle requires three signals against the hard edge, but that's just a technical point. What we want is we want to see this test of the extreme, which we have right here. And now it looks like the market might be setting up to fail. It's all very early, of course. We don't want to get too excited, although here's a first micro macro cross to the downside. Oop, that just triggered. I'd probably set it up something like that. Come on, get down there. There we go. Okay, so there would have been a nice little signal. The first micro macro cross, of course, a very high probability signal, and there's plenty of room to test the lower end of this trading range before a possible bounce. We'll see whether that develops into a macro pullback and gives us another chance. Oh, there it is, macro pullback. Oh, and now yellow bars. So we'll scrub that. Yellow bars, of course, very neutral. We're getting a few conflicting signals now. The Falcon working on a trend change signal, the Eagle producing a red bar buy. Let's see what's going on here on the Raptor. Not a whole lot. We're still congested. So we're still stuck within this range right here. Once we get outside this range, we should see some directionality, but right now it's all pretty sideways. Good morning, Jim. Jim's again shooting us some advanced decline numbers, so we've got just under 2,400 on the buy and about 260 on the sell, so about a positive 2,000, 2,100. Okay, another first micro macro cross here. Oh, and another red bar, or another micro, doggone it, Eric, another macro pullback, and more yellow bars. Okay, so I don't need to worry about that. Yeah, Jim says Friday was a non-stop rally day after 11 a.m., which would have been 8 a.m. my time. And it certainly was. The market put in a very strong rally. I kind of expected to rally today also. Oh, there was that red bar buy. I was a little bit slow on that. Let's see if we don't get a first micro macro cross here to the upside. So here we are now at the top end of that trading range and a little bit of a breakout. Into the primary resistance line. Right there, that blue line on our support and resistance suite. And now here's that first micro macro cross to the upside. As we test the top end of the trading range. Now that's into a macro pullback and into yellow bars. So it looks like it's going to be one of those days where we may as well not even be bothered until the market can get outside of this range. It looks as though it's just going to be content to move sideways. All right, so here's the Raptor coming back with yet another buy. And what's significant about this is that we've got a little bit of trend line support, but more importantly, we're making higher lows, right? So we've broken through. This is sort of a retest. It's a very sloppy retest, but it still resembles a retest. The retest, of course, is when we break out. The market retests this area now, looking for support, and then we get that buying opportunity. If this retest fails, then we get the test of the extreme and the possibility that the market will head lower. So this now beginning to resemble a double pullback into the hard edge. We'll wait for the next signal. Yeah, see, it's a mixed bag again here. The hawk is yellow, the falcon working on a trend change signal. I should have slept in. What you could do, I suppose, is now that we know the current limit, you could do a buy order above or a sell order below. Actually, let's do that with our OCO order. So we'll do OCO and we'll buy one up here and we'll sell one down there. Yeah, close enough. Now we've got a rule of three. 1, 2, 3 signals against the hard edge. We've got the test of the extreme. There is our sell signal on the rule of three with the eagle. And you could sell the hash mark, cover above the high, or you could sell below the lows. Now, in this case, I would probably sell the hash mark because, well, look at, we've got to give up all this through here. How many ticks is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, almost halfway or a quarter of our ways to the profit objective. Soybeans kind of sluggish at the moment. Crude oil moving sideways. Not really missing a whole lot here right now. Okay, trend change signal on the Falcon, macro pullback on the Hawk. So things are starting to sync up a little bit better now. I'm going to anticipate the hash mark printing there on the Falcon. There we go. So we're going to test the bottom end of the trading range right now. There's the buyers and sellers duking it out. Come on. Don't walk away now. Just a little bit of a retest here. All right, well, we'll put that away for now. They should be giving us one more move lower here. Oh, and I forgot, um, for those of you who are equivolume bar owners, it looks as though the little sluggish problem that we were having initially has been corrected. Now, not to get you too excited, I'm just testing them, but I do believe Adam was going to have a fix available by Wednesday. So you only need to wait another day. Okay, I'm not going to adjust the Falcon one here because I'm afraid the changing it right now might change the way the order is displayed. Yes, that's much better. Apparently there was a little something or another in the Ninja programming that caused them to lag a little bit. All right, so a couple green bar cells here. We are going to see a test of the extreme to the downside. And, well, I'll leave the OCO order in. And I'm going to get ready with a more aggressive stop strategy. Maybe the bar high-low. Once we see them trade lower again, come on down. Oh, come on. So technically this is now a trend change signal to the upside, which is a little annoying. Jim's watching the DAX. He says the DAX getting a little bit weaker. Well, let's hope so. What I'm looking for now is for the sellers to get active, right? We know they sold up here near the primary resistance line. If the sellers get active early, that means that they're interested in selling. We should see the market head a little bit lower. This is all very short term, though. No, they're not going to give it to me. That was it right there. That's all they were going to give me. All right, so here come the sellers. This is their best effort now, so I might as well get on board. If they fail at this point, they're probably going to fail up here as well. Come on. Nope. Come on. Pardon me. Yeah, lots of yellow bars. Come on, just one more press. No! Oh, darn. I thought I might be able to ride it out. Well, it's still, inside that trading range. What can I say? I might consider a hawk trade back to the bottom end of this trading range just because the hawk can get in and out fast enough. It looks like here on the Falcon, it was a little unfortunate and just got tagged on that little bit of a reversal. Here we're getting another trend change signal to the downside. Let me change the equivolume bars. Now with the Falcon, the equivolume bars, this is the only tool that you need to remember to change your wick color. Otherwise, they're going to look like this. Hold on a sec. Oops, did that wrong. You're going to apply your equivolume bars and, oh, it did it right, did it? No, it didn't. It's all going to look like this. They're all going to look like blocks. So what you need to do is you need to go back and your wick color, if you're running a black background, well, obviously you can't see the black wick on the black background. There we go. So here we are at top end of the trading range. Another signal coming out of the eagle. This is now the hard edge bounce. Yeah, the market's just too neutral. Are we waiting on a report or something this week? Tomorrow? Because this is odd. Here's the YM on the Raptor. For those of you who are running your Geiger counter, if you have your Geiger counter, well, if you have your bars printing over your Geiger counter, I'm going to show you how you can fix that. If you click on your bars and you get these little dots, and you hold your shift key and roll your mouse, you're going to see this little scale. You see here 2, 3 of 7, 4 of 7, 5 of 7. That allows you to move the price either into the foreground or into the background. Now notice I still have hash marks, arrows, and dots printing above my Geiger counter. So now if I click on those and I hold my shift key and roll my wheel on my mouse, I can move those into the background also. See? So, oh, and now I still have my line on the Raptor. And so now my Geiger counter is in the foreground, so it won't have the prices printing underneath it. Just a little FYI while we're waiting for something to happen here. The YM actually put in a little bit of a better rally than what we saw on the NQ. The NQ a lot choppier. All right, so our Eagle OCO order just engaged. I guess I'd better enable a stop of some type here. Yeah, they're just, they're just crazy today with this range-bound market. We really do need to let it get outside of that, and then we might see some sort of opportunity. Soybeans are getting a little bit more aggressive to the downside. Here's soybeans on the Eagle. And same thing, we're kind of sideways, we're waffling here, working on green bar sells on the eagle. Now, if you take a look at the larger picture, this current trading area almost resembles a bear flag. Right? Markets come down, it's drifted sideways or up ever so slightly, and now it's starting to head lower. So we don't quite have a rule of three type setup just yet. Well, yes and no, I suppose. We did have multiple little tests of the extreme here, but they were followed by reversal tests of the extreme to the downside. So just like the NQ right now, this market very sideways. But I would think soybeans looking a little bit more bearish. Jim says, wow, a negative 155 tick. He says, I can't believe someone is selling besides me. Yeah, they're coming down here to check the bottom end of this trading range. So let's see here. Jim says he's short the YM. Let me just bring that back. Where did I put you? There you are. So Jim's watching this monster cloud in the YM. He sold. Where did he say? So the cloud got to be 58 ticks wide. He sold 63 right up here. Wow, well done. He's looking to cover at 05. So that would be down here near the hard edge. That's actually that's actually an excellent observation too, Jim, because not only was the cloud really overbought, but he also got that little itty bitty test of the extreme right there, which is what you want to see if you're looking to do a reversal. You want to see that failure. Anything inside this channel is going to be brutal. I'll let you know if something really promising develops, but right now we're just kind of horsing around a little bit. Jim says the transports. He likes watching a lot of these secondary type indicators. He says the transports are pretty strong. What's interesting though is I do believe that we will see a little bit of a rally, and let me show you why I think that. And to do that, I'm going to show you a daily chart. What? You say you can actually look at a daily chart? Yes, absolutely you can. All right, so here's a daily NQ, and you probably noticed all this up here. Isn't that a pretty trend line? This one's going to end up in a textbook somewhere. But what are we waiting for? Right? Where are we right now? Where is this market likely to go? Yes, sir, right there. So right now we're pressing 4,300, 4,350 probable? Yeah, I would say so. And where is it likely to go after that? Well, if we manage to tag it up here, I think it's probably going to reverse, continue inside this pennant. So that's why I'm a little bit bullish today. I think the longer term for this market definitely up. Or pardon me, the longer term in terms of today up. I think we might see a rally today. Tomorrow, Wednesday, things start to slow a little bit. Thursday, perhaps signs of the bears climbing in, and maybe by Friday, the market declining. So that's my 2 cents for the NASDAQ. But that's why I think we've got a little bit of a bullish day in store. Little first micro macro cross right here on the hawk. We're just about to hit our break even trigger on our OCO trade. I could negate that entirely. We saw that there was something going on around that 4,300 level, but just so you know, if you leave the break even in at 4,300, now we're testing this top end of the trading range. And you see what's likely to happen. This is why I was a little concerned about the break even. We get that breakout, we get the retest. If it retests too deeply, then it stops us out before perhaps heading higher. That's not to say we wouldn't get another chance to buy in. Actually, I'll leave that there so that we can see how the test retest develops. Trade Forecaster says we're out of scalp mode in about another 3 minutes time, after which we're going to move into trend mode. Woohoo! We'll see how that plays out. Okay, soybeans now with a red bar buy. Nice thing about the red bar buy, of course, is that you can set up to sell the failure. You don't need to stay with the buy side. Looks like we're going to get a little bit of a test of the extreme here and then perhaps see the market turn over and head lower. Also working on a trend change signal with the Falcon for soybeans. Okay, we'll go with the parabolics. They're a little bit more aggressive. All right, well, we'll just let them simmer for a few moments. I am going to be right back. What I miss? Aha. So you see the retest here that I was referring to, which would have ended up stopping us at break even. Well, that remains to be seen whether or not that would have been a good thing or not. Oh, look at this trend mode for almost 120 minutes. Wouldn't that be something? Okay, you guys can rally now. I'm back. Yeah, everybody's just stuck sideways. Come on, just give me one more bar. Just looking for a reason to roll my stops in. A technical reason, not just a, I went 20 ticks in one direction reason. Jim and I are on opposite sides of the fence this morning. He says, yay, 120 minutes of down. We still haven't filled that opening gap, so, that might put a little pressure on the buyers. All right, so there's my technical reason for rolling my stop now. So we got the one bar a little bit higher. Oh, come on. 2 bars would be ideal. 2 bars are a great excuse to roll your stop. All right, well, I'm not going to give them any more. If they can't get their act together after, giving us a nice little breakout here, if they're going to let the sellers knock them back down, then I might as well take my break even. Huh, the advanced decline still about 2200 to the positive. We got 2500 on the buy, 350 on the sell. Now we're playing with their money, so that's always interesting. A little less pressure. Okay, so here's 4,300. That was a big number for us on the daily. Okay, now they go. Now we're getting a little momentum. Okay, so remember, when you break out of an area like this, we're going to see a retest somewhere. If the retest comes quickly, it'll come down like this and bounce, but it can also become quite extended. In other words, we could see the market go like this, and then maybe an hour or so later come back down like this, and then head back up. So don't forget about this price level that we just broke out somewhere throughout the next day, maybe even two. We're going to see a retest of that area. Now we're working on a first micro macro cross higher. I might take that one just above the high, cover it below the low. We also had a late filter entry signal here on the Falcon, which has had very nice follow through. I guess the Raptor signal came early, did it? Yeah, a lot of choppiness through there. I guess this was the Raptor signal right here on the trend change. A little bit difficult to get. It would have required a lot of confidence to hop on board there. You did get some price structure though. We did get the test of the extreme and the market pressing higher. So easier to see in hindsight, of course, than real time. Real time, that would have been a tough one to get a handle on. Looks like we found our profit target here in the hawk. Yes, we did. Hooray for us. It slipped us a tick, but that'll help cover a few commissions. Okay, I think we can get a little bit more aggressive with my stop now on the Eagle trade also. In anticipation of that possible test of the extreme, or the retest here, same kind of idea though. We're going to try to retest these lows somewhere through here. I might as well take my profit. I'm not liking the look of the wick on this bar. If it reverses and heads higher, that will be a fantastic tail. Either way, this is probably the best place to roll the stop at the moment. because even a retracement here to the hard edge, I might as well cover my open profit. What have I got? Yeah, almost $200. With the OCO orders, remember the trade manager does not put in your profit objectives. So essentially every trade is a runner. We're at our high probability profit target right there. Boy, what a tug of war. This is a very important bar. Almost enough to put you to sleep, isn't it? Oh my gosh, they're taking their time. Possible 4-arrow consolidation here. 1, 2, 3, working on arrow number 4. I probably want to cover this one relatively deep, I think. Not the strongest looking of signals, but hey, it is a signal all the same. The problem is if we get the retest, right? If they fill us and we get the retest, look at where it's going to come, 42.97. Just a few ticks above our stop loss order. Jim's watching a 3-minute chart. He says there's a lot of wicks up this way. Yeah, there's no question there's a lot of pressures on the buyers at this point. The market was making a nice little progression, all of a sudden put the brakes on in a big way. Okay, so they're falling off a little bit. We can close this order. Look at the width of this particular candle right here. A lot of activity on that one. We knew that anyhow from the pressure between the buyers and the sellers. Wow. What a tug of war. It really is. Okay, so here comes that retest that we were looking at. And somewhere through here, we would expect the buyers to recover the market. Now, they might get a little bit deeper. Jim's calling for a move to the hard edge. I take it he's still short his YM trade. But normally in trend mode, we don't see really big retracements. We'll see how this one plays out. But Possible trend change here on the Falcon. Don't panic, Jim. I think we're going to see a little bit of a retracement here. All right, so we're getting a trend change signal now here on the Falcon. A little bit aggressive because we're back into this retest zone, and also we're pretty much in an uptrend, but it is still a trend change signal. I think you might anticipate a move to the primary resistance area here. The nice thing about a trade like this is because it's developed in a relatively small range, it makes it easy to cover above the contract high. And because it is counter trend, you might say, well, maybe I'll dial down the risk amount or just put a onesie on it. We'll see if we can still simulate this trade. There we go. Okay, come on down. Let's get that break-even trigger. There we go. Come on. There you go. Come on, you can do it. There we go. So now we're into the primary, 42.92. Let's see if they'll slip back to 42.90, which would put us at the hard edge. There we go. Come on, you can do it. Surprising no signal here on the Hawk. But we did get it on the Falcon, and I guess if you're monitoring the cloud, we had an overextended cloud here on the NQ, which helped lead to the reversal. Let's see, let's take a look here on the Eagle. Let's get a little bit more of a condensed view of what's going on. I think we shoot a trend line across here and here. That's kind of shallow, but definitely possible. This now our retest of this whole, here I should pull this up again. So we broke out, now we're retesting, now we're looking for the buyers to come back and show that in fact they do support this breakout. If the buyers fail at this point, well then we'll probably just end up moving sideways again. Yes, I know, first micro macro cross lower here. We're kind of on a support area, however, which makes me think if I'm going to sell this first micro macro cross, I want to sell it below here. But of course, that's far too late because that's practically our profit target. There we go. Let's see, would it just hit our profit objective? Well done, Jim. Finally found his profit objective. The YM dipped down to 23. Good for you, man. Good trade. The fact that they're so slow and how these bars are getting wider, that tells me that there's obvious support in this region. Soybeans and crude oil both very quiet this morning. Okay, working on a 4-arrow consolidation here on the Hawk. Working on a trend change signal. No, I guess a trend change signal came back there. Trend line touch here on the Falcon. Hmm. All right, here's the eagle with now with our red bar buy off of the hard edge. This bar that's currently forming is going to flip the ATR over, so that could effectively become our signal bar. Ideally, you'd probably want to cover the trade below this trend line in case they're not finished retracing yet. At the very least, I think we should see a test of the extreme before a possible reversal. Wow, Jim says he was in that last trade for nearly an hour, 54 minutes. That must be some sort of record. It's a long time to nurse a position, but that does seem to be the kind of day it is today. Well, and now they're tailing off again. Well, we'll give them a few more minutes here, working on a possible trend change signal there on the Falcon. I thought for sure we were going to see soybeans tail off today, head lower, but nothing so far. The entire session has looked like this. Here's soybeans on the hawk. Just flat. Nothing. Another market that you could bracket the range on, but I'm not sure I would be bothered with them today. I don't think we're going to see a big move out of soybeans today. Well, they're getting marginally stronger, but nothing to get too excited about. All right, well, here they come a little bit. They're getting a little bit stronger on this red bar buy, nursing a possible trend change here off the primary support. The hawk totally neutral. Nothing really printing on the Raptor just yet. Is this thing on? Well, you guys, I think we might button up the room right now. It looks like they're just going to flounder a little bit longer. The whole day has been more or less sideways, but we've done okay. We picked up a few trades. Um, Tune in tomorrow. Hopefully they'll be a little bit more active. So we just filled here to the long side. You're going to have to nurse this one. It's going to get really sticky as it gets back toward these highs. All right, you guys, have yourselves a wonderful day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye for now.